In a quiet valley surrounded by mountains, there stood a solitary tree, an old and mighty oak. The tree had lived for generations, its roots deeply embedded in the soil, its branches reaching high into the heavens. Animals of all kinds found shelter in its shade, birds nested in its branches, rabbits burrowed beneath its roots, and weary travelers rested beneath its canopy. One day, humans arrived in the valley with axes and saws. They planned to cut down the forest to build roads and settlements. One by one, the trees around the oak were felled, their leaves whispering a mournful goodbye as they fell to the earth. When the loggers approached a great oak, it stood firm, unmoving. One of the loggers laughed and said, "This old tree has no chance. By sunset, it will fall like the rest." But the oak was no ordinary tree. It had seen the world change over centuries and had survived countless storms, droughts, and fires. It knew its purpose to provide shelter, air, and life to the creatures of the valley. As the men prepared to cut the tree down, a young bird nesting in its branches cried out, "Please don't take my home." A family of rabbits peeked out from their burrow and pleaded, "This tree keeps us safe. Without it, we will have nowhere to go." The loggers hesitated. They weren't cruel people, but they believed they had no choice. They needed to clear the land. The oak spoke, not in words, but in the way it had always spoken, through its presence, its quiet strength, and the life it nurtured around it. The animals, sensing the oak's determination, rallied together. The rabbits dug trenches around the tree's roots to protect them. The birds flew to nearby villages, chirping in distress, and soon, people from the community came to see what was happening. The villagers saw the mighty oak and realized its importance to the valley's ecosystem. They stood between the loggers and the tree, saying, "This tree has stood for generations, giving life and shelter. We must protect it, not destroy it." Moved by the unity of the animals and the people, the loggers decided to leave the oak untouched. They built their road around it instead of through it. Years passed, and the oak became a symbol of resilience and unity. Travelers came from far and wide to see the tree that had stood its ground, inspiring everyone to protect what truly matters. Moral: standing up for what is right can inspire others to join the cause. Change begins when even the smallest voices unite for a greater purpose. One act of courage can save more than just a life, it can preserve hope for generations to come.